Welcome to Rebel Life Boxing, where I talk boxing and anything in between. Make sure to catch new videos daily at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. Also catch an early bird video weekdays at 6 a.m. Support the channel, and thanks for watching. All right, man, I'm going to talk about the whole Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant situation. I was really busy today, man, but I was gonna hop on. I was gonna probably do a live. I'll probably still do a live later on in like maybe the weekend. And we're gonna talk about Canelo, man. We're gonna talk about him. Now listen, let me say this. This ain't gonna be too long, but let me just say this. Early on in the week, I made some videos about Canelo Alvarez. I was like, who beats this dude? Because I had my reservations about this guy. Early on, I also made videos about, he's a duck. He's definitely been ducking. And I made a video about him being a true champion, man. What is it to be a true champion, man? Is Canelo Alvarez a true champion? And I have my own definition of a true champion, man. And I said, true champions, now that has nothing to do with his fighting skill, because apparently he can fight. He can fight. Now, one thing I might have to walk back a bit is, I said the other day, who beats this dude? Because from, when we all looking at it from the surface, it looks like pretty much everybody he's been stepping in the ring with, he's been smoking them. Besides Floyd Mayweather, he's been smoking everybody he's been getting in the ring with. But then when certain fighters call him out, like David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade, certain other fighters, he makes excuses, and he has done that, and he continues to do that. If you smoking all these other dudes up until now, right, and then you call Demetrius Andrade a horrible fighter, weren't you fighting other horrible fighters? Some of them dudes he was fighting were good fighters, absolutely. There was a lot of duds in there. So you telling me you was knocking off duds, you got a guy in Demetrius Andrade that wants to smoke, and you don't want to just knock off another dud? So that kind of raised my eyebrows. Then the Charlo, I actually had Charlo having a chance to beat him up until recently, watching a lot of things with Charlo, all the issues they've been having in the ring. But then I still, when you look at it on the aspect as far as why does he shake and move around fights, and why does he put all these weird stipulations on if he's such a true champion, right? Then then you got to throw Charlo back in the equation of possibly beating this dude, because the Caleb Plant pretty much said, man, listen, we was gonna give him everything he wanted. We were willing to give him everything, and then most things in the negotiation. This dude was about to get 40 stacks, $40 million. That's one of the biggest. That is the biggest single purse, I believe. Or I'm wording it wrong. Like off of just off the rip like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's putting these stipulations on Caleb Plant. This is somebody that a lot of people believe can't beat Canelo Alvarez, and I'm like one of those people that believe. I had put Caleb Plant on that list at first, as like, listen, maybe Caleb Plant is somebody that's gonna give Canelo some issues. He might still, but I don't think he has the power to really keep this dude off of him. But he might style on him the whole 12 rounds if he doesn't get knocked out. It's very possible that he could do it, right? Pretty much Caleb Plant is saying some of the weird things inside this, what Canelo's team and Canelo asking for is, if Caleb Plant gets injured or sick, he gets a late replacement for the fight for the same amount of guaranteed money. But if Canelo gets sick before the fight or injured, then Caleb got to wait on him. That's diva shit, bro. That's diva shit right there. And then some other things he was talking about. He wanted Mexican TV rights and the Hennessy sponsorship and the $40 million. They said no problem, let's fight. They wanted the upside of the gate and the pay-per-view revenue. They said let's get it. It was always agreed that it was a unification, no rematch for either fight. Towards the end of the negotiations, they asked for a rematch when they lose. If they lose, I guess. No problem. They gave him the rematch. He said he just wanted to fight. According to Caleb Plant. And they was having Caleb Plant team was having none of that other shit about that last thing about waiting on somebody when they get sick. And you see what's going on with this so-called pandemic, fighters getting sick or claiming they sick. So who's to say that wouldn't happen? Canelo might come down with the so-called COVID or whatever the case is, and then the fight gets stalled or some shit like that, and then he gotta wait around till Canelo ready to fight. That's sucker shit. And like I said in the past, this dude, if you're a real champion, bro, you don't put stipulations on catch. You don't care about nobody weight. You don't try to put catch weights in there. You don't use that franchise belt bullshit to duck fighters. That's what Canelo Alvarez, he's been babied, man. Now that I look back at a lot of this shit, man, his career, he's been babied and his hand's been held for most of his career, for all of his career, bro. For all of his career. Now, when I said that in the past about, okay, if you're a real champion, why you gotta put catch weights in? If you're a real champion, you don't care about catch weight. You go in, you do your thing. And the Canelo fanboys attacked me. Well, Floyd Mayweather did the same thing. I'm like, okay, we're not talking about Floyd Mayweather. We talking about Canelo Alvarez. We ain't talking about, they always deflect back to Floyd Mayweather. We're not talking about Floyd. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez and what he's doing with the Caleb Plant. You want to be undisputed, bro. If these dudes is giving you all this other shit, man, why you got to throw that other little slick shit in there at the end, man? You know what I mean? They got to wait on you. Who the fuck are you for somebody to wait on you, bro? To me, man, I'm starting to look at it like he's a good fighter, but against who though, right? He's a good fighter against who? I want to see him be a good fighter against the fighters that's calling him out. Until I see that, I'm gonna call him the big. He's up there with the biggest ducks. He's the biggest duck of them all. This is what it is. And it seemed like he's skirting around Caleb Plant. He want to be undisputed, acting like a straight bitch, man. Like, yo, take the fight, bro. These dudes bend way over for you already. Just take the fight. X that other shit in there. X that out with if you get sick and injured bullshit. X that out and get that fight going, man. Try to go for undisputed. All this sucker diva shit, that's just taken away from him, man. It's taken away from his credibility. But the fanboys don't look at it like that. They're going to say it's Caleb Plant's fault and all this other shit. But truth of the matter is, they deflect. Every time somebody bring up Canelo or something that he did wrong, which is valid, they always talk about Floyd Mayweather, or they always get into other fighters to try to move away and dissipate energy away from what people talking about Canelo. It's not going to work no more, and I'm sick of that shit. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. I hope the fight still happen, man, but it seems like from what I'm hearing that it's dead in the water right now. It might still, they might start renegotiating again, who knows, because you already hearing about Canelo team talking about fighting Demetrius Bivol. I don't want to see that right now, man. I think he beats Bivol, maybe. I think he beats Bivol, but I don't want to see that right now. Handle your 160 and 168 smoke. I'm off this.